actual number of homes in the area. It's going to be very specific. Obviously, 10 years ago, for the most part, Fairfax County is not changed. It's unchanged, right? You got to go out to Prince William County, Loudoun County, the newer growth areas where the only places there has been land. Inside the Beltway, nothing's changed there. Inside the Beltway, just so if you add inside the Beltway to this equation, the number drops from, we're only down about 13.3%. Okay, so in other words, what that tells you is that inside the Beltway, in a lot of areas, McLean, for example, prices are up. They're actually higher. They've actually appreciated. They're very small, like 1.1%, but they're not negative numbers. So it's very much localized. And I think that in those cases, the numbers haven't changed as far as the population in those areas. There's only so many homes in those areas, and only so many people can live there. Homes that are currently on the market, there's 13,000. 13,000. That is drastically lower than when we started this decline in home values. That we are up to, in 2006, up to 20,000. So we're 35% lower inventory today than we were then. So that's another good sign that the market's changing. Just roll through this. So currently, sorry. Oops. Currently, there's a 4.3 month supply of homes for sale. People always ask this question, and I'm going to kind of speed up here a little bit to give. I don't want to go over on my time, but so people always ask the question, "Where's the bottom?" Are we at the bottom? Are we at the bottom? Because that's when people want to buy, and you can't time the bottom. Obviously, it's just like the stock market or anything else. You can get burned if you're trying to time the bottom of the market. Well, but what we can do is look at some symptoms. A buyer's market is defined as having inventory, in other words, inventory being homes that are for sale, of 6 months supply or higher, right? So that's a buyer's market. Back in 2006, 2007, we were at 11 months supply of homes on the market. 11 months supply, which means it was very much a buyer's market. We're down now to 4.3 months supply of homes on the market, much lower than what you read in the papers. So what does that mean? From an economic standpoint, it would mean that we're in a seller's market. But we all know we're really not, because prices are continuing to drop slightly now. They're stabilized, but they still seem to be trending down. And the main reason that is, because it defies what this says, anything below 6 months supply of homes is a seller's market. Well, the main reason that's changing the picture, the thing that's keeping prices down, because supply is down and demand is rising, therefore prices should rise. But the reason why they're not is because of the problem with the foreclosure market. And the fact is that the banks are just dumping properties. They're dumping properties at record lows, much below a market value. If you were going to sell your principal residence, you wouldn't want to compete against some of these bank prices because the banks are just unloading. In fact, they're unloading with such low prices that we're seeing, for the most part, on every bank-owned property, 3, 4, 5 contracts. It's hard to actually buy one because there's competition, because the investors are jumping back in a big way, because they're seeing that they've hit the bottom. They're seeing that the opportunity is there in the real estate, in investing in real estate. Prices have come down so much, and the banks are willing to let them go for so little that people are buying. And so that is what's keeping prices down. We do know, though, if inventory continues to decline, which it is right now steadily throughout this entire year, inventory's been dropping. It's been dropping. Okay? Inventory's dropping, and now demand is picking up. Supply and demand economics would tell you that prices have got to start rising. As soon as we get rid of these foreclosures, I think probably another year of having this amount of foreclosures that we have on the market, then I expect, and so do most of the local economists, that the prices will continue to will start going north. Just real quickly, foreclosures is another big question. People see, what is the foreclosure? That's all you hear about in the news is foreclosures. Well, we rank about 6 nationally as far as the number of foreclosures. And that's because we had such a big uptick in our prices. I mean, we went up just crazy, 22% a year over for a 3-year period. So we almost doubled our prices in like 3 or 4 years in the mid-2000s, right? So because of that, we've now come back down to earth very quickly, just like California, Florida, Nevada, Arizona. And these are the different counties in Virginia, right? And their foreclosure rates. For example, obviously this one in Prince William, this huge bar on the bottom, that's